Hey, welcome back to our channel. Today, it's Sunday the 31st, I think.
30th.
Yeah, tomorrow's Memorial Day. Today what we're going to do is something I have never cooked before. And it's really popular on the West Coast, but not in the Southwest. I've never heard of it. It's called Sirloin Tri Tip. And I'm going to cook it a little different. I'm going to smoke it on my Wrangler Old Country smoker, and I'm going to try to get the internal temperature up to about 125. And once it hits the 125, I'm going to reverse sear it on the grate that I've never used above my firebox, and just to get some good color on it. So I'm hoping that after I sear it, it'll be 130, 135, which is medium rare, and then we'll bring it in and cut it. So I'm going to go get the tri-tips out of the fridge. Also, I'm putting a 2-inch ribeye on there too. I'll go get the tri-tips and I'm going to clean them up just a little bit, and I'll bring you right back. As you can see, this smaller tri-tip has a lot of silver skin, and it has a fat cap on it. I got these from my local HEB in Hutto, Texas, and they're prime beef, and they had a fat cap. So the people in California are saying it's really rare to get a tri-tip with fat cap, but here it is, here in Texas. So I'm anxious to try this out because I hear lots of people talking about it in California. Now just cleaning it up a hair, getting some of this thick deckle-like fat off of it. That looks pretty good right there. Let's turn it over and see. Yeah, you see I had to notch out a lot of fat on the top side here that I don't think would render out real good, slow and cooking slow. Let's see, let's get some of this off the end. It's going to burn like that. And then there they go. That's the first one. He's ready to go. Let me cut that off, get that squared up. And there we go. Right on the rubbing tray. So let me get to the next one. Hey, we're back. I had to trim up these nice tri-tips here. Had quite a bit of fat, and of course they had the fat cap like I told you. What I'm going to do, these like I said are prime tri-tips that came from HEB in Hutto, Texas. HEB has a really good selection of meat there, second to none. So that's where I get all my meat. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to slather some walnut oil on all of these pieces of meat. Here's a 2-inch ribeye. And then on one of the tri-tips, I'm using the Simon's Honey Roasted Rub. On the ribeye, I'm using the Meat Church Holy Voodoo. And on the other tri-tip, I found this one the other day, and I did it on some beef finger ribs, and I really like the taste. It's John Henry's Pecan Rub. So I'm going to start rubbing these guys up, and I'll bring you back when I'm done and see what they look like. Okay, we're back. I just put the rub from the Simon's Roasted Honey Rub on this one. The one with the toothpick in it will be the John Henry's Pecan Rub, the one I really like. So let me go ahead and start putting some of this on this one. This pecan rub is really buttery, and I had a really good flavor on those beef finger ribs. So I'm anxious to try it out on this tri-tip and see what it tastes like. Get it over here on the fat cap. Look at that fat cap. It's like a brisket. But what I'm hearing in California is their tri-tips don't come with a fat cap. I don't know why, because that's a good thing to have. You'll put it on the sides. And then touch it up again. Alright, there's the John Henry's. Alright, now I'm going to do the ribeye with the Meat Church Holy Voodoo, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, got one more to rub up, the 2-inch ribeye. I'm going to give a try with Meat Church Holy Voodoo and see how that comes out. So here we go with this. Oh, it's very fine. Alright, that's rubbed up. Now, what I'm doing today is I'm using my Old Country Wrangler offset smoker. And what I'm using is post oak with a blend of hickory. And what, like I said, I want to do is get these tri-tips up to 120 or 125 internal. And then I'm going to reverse sear them on the grate above my firebox, trying to get them to 130 to 135, and that's where I want to take them off and slice them. So let me get outside and get a fire going, get all my meat probes going, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, here we're back. I got my fire going with the oak and hickory. I'm going to try to cook this at 250, 275. Here's my meat probes. If you see, I have an aluminum pan full of water in the bottom down there to keep the moisture in here. So let's go ahead and let's put these tri-tips on and see what we can do. I'm putting the fat cap down. Alright, I'm going to put the meat probes in. I got them set for 2 and 3 here. I have my ambient temperature in there to tell me what the grill is. So here's my 2 meat probes. I'll stick these in the tri-tip. Alright, now I can measure the internal temperature of the meat. So I'm going to close the lid and I'm going to probably let it go for 2 hours and I'll come back and look at it. I'll bring you back then. Alright fans, we're back. I'm going to open up the thing. My ink bird is reading about 140 on the tri-tips. I want to go ahead and take the probes out. That's hot. And what I'm going to do is set them on the tray here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and unplug these guys. And I've never even used this grate that goes over the fire itself. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and add some firewood. To my coals here. To see if I can get a good fire going, then I'm going to put the grate in there and then double sear, reverse sear both of the tri-tips. So I'll bring you back when I get a fire burning. Okay, we're back. What I'm fixing to do is what's called reverse searing the meat. Like I said, I've never used this grate in my firebox. I almost cut it out. but I decided to leave it. What I'm going to do is put the meat on there and sear it real good on both sides and then take it off. So what I'm doing here is taking some walnut oil and I'm going to rub this on this grate like that. And I'm going to take the tri-tip I should put some sear marks on there. This is post oak that I'm cooking with now. I had some hickory mixed in, but now this is just straight post oak. And let it sit for a couple of minutes. Push on it. Trying to get that grate mark, the grill mark. Then turn it over. Yeah, that's what we want to see, that color like that. See how it's sizzling and getting charred a little bit where it's like crunchy? That's the fat cap side of it, so that's a lot of fat there that's going to be crunchy. Let it sit for a couple of minutes. What I'm going to do is finish this guy up, then I'm going to do the second one, and then when I'm done, I'll take them in the house and I'll bring you right back so we can slice them. Okay, we're back. I'm done with the tri-tips. Let's see, the first one I have here is the one with the Simmons roasted honey rub. So we need to cut this up, and what it should be is a medium rare. It's pretty tender. It's really juicy. Wow. Look at that. It is medium rare. It's juicy. It's a little bit of a smoke ring. Let's take a taste of it with this rub. That's a good flavor. That's the first time I've ever used that rub. Okay, here's the second one. This one has the John Henry pecan rub on it. I like this rub. So let's see how this tastes. And what I was shooting for was medium rare. This one's crispy, got a good bark on it after I seared it. Oh, that looks good. Let me try this. That pecan rub is really, it's very buttery. It's really good. So, being in Texas, we don't do tri-tips too often. It's a big California piece of meat. So, I'm impressed. I'll do more. So, if you please don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time I'm cooking.